So Latto, the mulatto, light skin rapper, she's pregnant.
Let's go.
With it's not confirmed that it's 21
Congratulations.
Savage. Everyone's just assuming that it's 21 Savage. I don't know if we have much to say about this.
I mean, well, it'd be weird that it isn't 21 Savage because she was the one that like announced like, oh yeah, like I have a man and my man is 21 Savage.
She never said that.
Really? Are you sure?
She can't legally say that.
Interesting.
You know 21 Savage is okay.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. Every time I see Latto, like there was this. What was the show that she was on? Like the rapping show when she was like younger.
Okay, just say
Love
what
and
you're
Hip
gonna
Hop?
say.
I don't remember, huh?
Was it
The name of it doesn't matter. Just say what you're
Yeah,
gonna
every time
say.
I see her, I just can't help but think like she looked like such a good girl, and now she's just like
bad
BBL.
bitch.
Yeah, BBL bandit. I mean, not like
She got money. And she got money. She got surgery.
She just.
What does this have to do with her having a child?
Yeah, so a lot of it is like the persona that she puts on, like she's like, oh, I don't fuck nobody, blah 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 blah. Like she's like the good girl of the hip hop women industry. So the fact that she got with 21 Savage is the reason why she's facing backlash.
Why is 21 Savage a bad man?
No, because he's married.
Oh,
But okay, let's go. We can play this slide and then we'll go to the next one because this is all the same subject. Because I want to reply to this.
Yeah, we can't play that because we'll get copyrighted. So this is basically just a video of her on Instagram Live.
Showing off the prego belly.
Showing off her prego belly. And she's rapping some lyrics to a new song. We would love to play it for you guys, but we will likely get copyrighted. And we can't have that because we're
got like
broke.
80K people in that bitch.
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to be. I ain't gonna cap.
And the next slide is where the conversation starts to me.
Okay.
Because to me, the backlash from this is so immature. So Le'Veon Ball, a former NFL player, after 21 Savage and Latto officially confirmed they're expecting their first child, turning a big moment into controversy as his tweet sparks debate online, he went viral after tweeting that Latto is pregnant by a married man with 3 kids and ended it with "We're doomed." So yeah, he said, Latto just announced she's pregnant by a married man with 3 kids and made it part of her album rollout. And that's who's today's women look up to. We're doomed. First of all, in my opinion, I don't feel like using female rappers as this is who women look up to today. Why are we out of all the women,
I hate that.
Popular women, why are we going to use rappers as like, oh yeah, she's a role model? Like at the end, yes, sure, everybody who has some sort of influence can be a role model, but it's not like I hear mad people just saying, I want to be like Latto. Like she's like a huge, like she's trying to be a huge.
I don't even know who she is.
Yeah, she's just a rapper. I wouldn't even say that she has a lot of huge songs, but this is like so disingenuous when you take in the context of this. I actually had a debate with Aaliyah about this. She's like, your energy for Cardi B was different. And I'm like, the circumstances
because
for Cardi B
the circumstances are completely different.
So tell me, so he said that a man with 3 kids and made it part of her album rollout, blah, 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 blah. What is wrong? Going back to what you said, what is wrong about her getting with 21 Savage? How is that not a good move to make for a woman?
Although it's not confirmed, from everything that was established in the past, it's 21 Savage is supposed to be a married man.
Why is he a married man?
He got married to the woman who he has 2 kids with. He got married to her.
Why?
He got married apparently for the green card or whatever. But still, it's like he's still married.
So.
So it just doesn't mean anything? Like the marriage just doesn't mean anything?
So if I'm with somebody and they're at threat of being deported and it's my first year being with them, and the only way for our relationship to properly continue in this country and for us to be together is for him to marry somebody that he possibly, or I have to say for her to marry somebody that she possibly trusts, which might be one of the fathers of her children, right? Okay. I wouldn't have a problem with them getting married in order for her to stay in the country, and I wouldn't want to marry her myself because, bitch, we just got together. So why is that a bad thing?
So are they just married and not happily married? Like they're married for...
They're married. They're not really together.
Legal premises?
Only for legal purposes. Only so he could stay in because he's from the UK. And, lots of people didn't know he was from the UK, but then like they're threatening to deport him. So he had to marry somebody. This happened a few years ago. It was a big thing. They found out he was from the UK, and they were threatening to deport 21 Savage.
Well,
so if you were under threat of deportation and you have to marry somebody in order to stay in the country and get your green card, I wouldn't act like that is that means something for our relationship.
I agree with the statement that you're making. However, 3 kids with this woman takes 9 months to pop each one out. So
it was before they got together, though.
They had the kids before.
He had 3 kids by I think 2 other women. I'm pretty sure it was either 1 or 2 other women.
Yeah, I'm not
before he met her.
So it's not the same woman he's married to, or is the mother of his children?
No,
It is.
One of the mothers,
He has 2 of his kids.
one of the baby mothers before he met her is the one he's married to, and he only got married to her so he could stay in the country.
But they were dating, and it was just like short-term dating. But he was like, "Yeah, let's just get married so I can stay." Type beat.
No.
Well, then how do they have a kid together if you're saying it's purely papers?
2 kids.
2 kids.
They had kids before. Okay, so he got into the legal situation where he was getting deported a
Yes.
few years ago, let's say 4 years ago or something
Okay.
like that. He already had kids here. He grew up here, like he came here when he was a little kid. You know?
Okay, so this was already his baby mama. They're like not really together, and he goes, "Because you have like kids with me, whatever, will you marry me so I can stay?"
Basically.
Okay, and now
And he's in another relationship with another girl. You know, but he's not with his children's mother.
so it's basically an open marriage.
It's not an open marriage because he's not really with his wife. We're just calling it his wife. We're trying to act like
we don't even know that,
On
though.
paper,
Has that been confirmed?
On paper,
Bro.
he is married. That's what it really
on
comes down
paper,
to.
but they're not together. It's like if I was dating someone who was separated, I guess. But at the same time, they didn't get married while they were even together. They didn't get married while they were together. They got married while they weren't even together just so he could stay in the country. But he can't say that out loud because then he'll lose his status.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just saying that if I really liked a girl and we're in a situation, and
Who's Levon Bell? Is he like married and a
football
straight shooter? Like he's
a
like has
football
no
player.
discrepancies in his life to
It's
be
just
calling out other people?
it's just perfect people who live in a perfect world trying to judge other people. And that's my biggest problem with this is that everybody wants to look at something that's maybe non-conventional or is not the idealistic picture of a perfect couple or a perfect marriage. And they want to judge that and act like ruin the bigger picture. At the end of the day, she's loyal to him. He's loyal to her. They love each other.
You know what's crazy
and they
about
seem
that
happy.
statement
What is the
too?
problem?
Is the fact that it says like she's the one who's pregnant by a married man with 3 kids, and that's who women look up to. We're doomed. Why not? He's the one who's married with 3 kids, getting another woman pregnant, and that's who boys looked up to.
Well,
'Cause
I think,
that
but
was kinda-
nobody even cares about their personal life like that. We don't look up to 21 Savage. We like his music. If anything, we look
Okay,
up to
but
him.
we don't look up to Latto either.
That was my first point.
So I think we can safely say that like most of us, majority of us that have some type of brain, don't look up to these rappers who are gangster rappers. Like we don't look up to 50 Cent. We don't look up to freaking Rick.
Well,
Yeah,
these
you know
guys
what I
are
mean?
role models.
But-
But I don't think 21 Savage could be compared to 50 Cent. He's not this type of role model. He's not the same type of role model.
But
Like,
that's what I'm saying is like you're not gonna be a kid and be like I want like yes you can be influential I want to dress like 50 but it's like I don't want to be a like I don't look up to him like a role model like
it's
what
like,
he's doing.
Chief Keef has 9 kids. I'm gonna go have 9 kids too. Yeah,
Exact-
Chief Keef did it.
Exactly what I'm trying to say. So it's like to try and put that on women as to what he was saying, like to try and put that on women. It's like no
But
one's
why are we
looking
gonna-
up to
Yeah.
Latto that
But fam,
way anyway.
Would you tell, like, if you had a daughter, would you tell her not to date 21 Savage?
I don't know 21 Savage.
Fam, does 21 Savage, is he a womanizer?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. He was in long-term he was with Amber Rose. He was holding up the slut walk sign and shit like that.
Yeah.
All we've ever seen from 21 Savage is him in long-term relationships or serious relationships.
Yeah.
Sure, he has the past of being in the hood, being a product of his environment, but we've never seen anything from 21
That was,
Savage
like, messy
that
or,
was
like-
that would make you look at it the same way we're looking at a Blueface, the same way that we're looking at
Stephon Diggs.
Offset or Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
He's not known as a cheater. He's not known as an abuser. He's a super rich guy because he has a great deal where he has a 75-25 split. So he makes majority of this money. He's a multi-hundred millionaire. He had. What is the red flags?
Like
What is
facts.
the red flags that you're going to say?
Facts.
Besides him having a kid before his relationship, are you going to tell a girl, "Oh yeah, I'm a red flag because I have a kid, so I can never find love ever again in life"?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Le'Veon Bell fumbled with this statement.
I think that he's a bird.
That's a bar.
I think he's a bird. I think he's a super bird because like, why are you watching man's business like that? So you're trying to make it seem like every man who is a rapper, especially a famous rapper who has kids outside of before their relationship, any woman who decides to settle down with them, that's a bad pick.
I fucking hate that shit, bro.
Why is he so bored that he's tweeting about this?
You know?
That's fair.
But Ayo, do you really think that like, yo, if my daughter was to say that she was dating someone like 21 Savage, I would be way more relieved than if she was trying to date someone like Blueface. 21 Savage hasn't shown any sign, like he looks like a pretty stand-up person. If you really watch his interviews, if you take in the way he conducts himself, he seems like a pretty stand-up, logical, intelligent man who has morals.
21.
So it's like think about it. Even in his music videos, even in everything, you don't see his music like an over consumption talking about women in negative ways or even just overly talking about women. It's just mostly him talking about street shit.
Yeah. Every now and then he objectifies women a little bit in his music, but what rapper doesn't?
Exactly.
What rapper doesn't?
And then look who he's dating. He's dating Latto, somebody who objectifies herself.
Yeah. Yeah, she objectifies herself, but then at the same time, can you hear or know of any type of controversy that she's had with men in the past where she's been getting passed around like a freaking Selena Powell? No. So
because
it's like
she brags about not having a high kill count.
Yeah.
And like doing things like that. Why does her dating 21 Savage now makes it seem like her value is now diminished? Because she's seeing herself as not a whore. So how does dating somebody who has 3 kids, who's married, if you were married to stay in the country,
right?
Why you could frame it and make it sound crazy, but if I was to say just their situation in general, I don't think that's a negative situation at all. Nope. I think that they look happy, they look loyal, they look faithful, they look like they could have a beautiful family together and have and create a kingdom. And I think that people looking at it like it's like someone made like Cardi B was a whole different situation when she's getting pregnant less than a year after just giving birth.
And you also, and again, I don't really like bringing up people's past, but like you also have to remember, like Cardi was a stripper before she became a rapper, you know, and it's like she just carried out the exact same tendencies that she had when she was a stripper into her womanhood, and she tried to be with Offset, who was obviously a womanizer and already had 3 kids or whatever the case was. And
would you consider yourself
like,
conservative?
In terms of what?
I don't know. I feel like you have conservative values when it comes to the way that you look at things, but I feel like you also have a lot of like non-conservative values, like liberal values when it comes to like how like, you know, in the middle you are with a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, my standpoint is like, at the end of the day, I don't know these fucking people. Like, I don't know 21 Savage. I might have an idea of what he's like based on, you know, what I've seen on the media, but I don't know 21 Savage. I don't know Latto. I don't know these people. So it's very hard to make a judge on the type of relationship that they have when I don't know them. And it's the same, like, it's kind of like my whole point is like, at the end of the day, I honestly don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us care too much. I just don't like how people are trying to act like she is making an irresponsible decision by getting with 21 Savage. And I feel like, yo, if somebody's announcing a pregnancy in that way with their longtime person that they've been in a relationship with, whether it was a secret or not, they should get nothing but congratulations. And all that negative, weird hating shit, I feel like whoever wants to focus on try to find a negative out of the situation is a pure hater. And you need help. You need a hug.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll see. Like, we'll see how their relationship goes. You know what I mean? Like, how long they stay together.
But whether they stay together or not, I just don't feel like we should set the precedent that like, oh, just because he had kids prior, like, oh yeah, any woman who gets with a man who had kids prior, your value is now diminished. Because they were portraying her as like a bad person based on dating him when he is not a bad person.
I think a lot of it comes down to just the fact that he's married.
Does the marriage thing really matter that much?
I mean, to you it doesn't.
The way that
but I
they're
think
framing it too is it's not being stated as like a paper marriage. You know what I mean? They're stating it as like
they can't
a moral marriage,
but they can't publicly. They have to lie on. They actually haven't said anything. 21 Savage, they're not framing it as anything.
But
these are people.
What's the story? What's the drama if they don't frame it like it's like she's doing something morally corrupt?
But the baby mother is cool with Latto too. You know what I'm saying? The wife is cool with Latto too. So it's just like it's not. I understand that. I'm just saying that like the alternative would have been him getting deported. So why are we going to act like him being married, maybe marriage to you guys is maybe such a religious deal that it's like, oh my gosh, how dare you lie in the eyes of God on that sacred stage of marriage. Maybe it means that much to you for that. But for me, if I wouldn't want to date a girl that's married, but I feel like that would be a good reason to date a girl who's already married, especially if I'm not the one who wants to marry her to bring her into the country, bro.
You chat too much. Chat too much. Chat too much. Chat too much.